Michael, I like the sublime expression that Leela narrated. I don't know if you remember it, but I just heard it today.
The one where Leela read my words.
Yes, yeah, she's
Yeah.
narrated.
Oh,
Well,
you haven't
there,
heard it.
speak of the devil.
Okay.
Yay.
Speak of the
Hey.
devil.
Hey,
Yeah, I love that too. I listened to it over and over on the way to my brother's in Seattle.
This one's a new one. I don't think you've heard this one. It's narrated and it's got pictures of the ocean and all kinds of different things. It's really neat with music and background. I sent it
Oh,
to a few people.
you didn't send it to me. I'm your wife,
I,
dude.
I did send it to you, and then I looked and it said for some reason it didn't go to my wife. Wow.
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 she's
Well,
mad now. Wow.
Well, so is that the one where you taught, or Leela, where you spoke about the wave being part of the ocean? Is that the one?
I've done a few of Michael's words. I have a playlist of his words.
Okay.
I think that was in there. Yeah, in this recent one.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just never heard it before, and I really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
It seemed like it was newer than some of the other ones. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah,
It was newer. It was the most recent.
yeah, so it is. Yeah.
this is ever fresh.
So I'm not dreaming at all.
No, you are dreaming it
Well, you
all.
are dreaming it. Oh.
I knew that would come up.
Except you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody. So good to have you all here. And I thought tonight we would go into, oftentimes in on the spiritual path, it's very natural to have expectations.
Mhm.
What we imagine. In fact, Leela and I were talking about this morning about there can be and often is expectations of what's going to happen once I awaken.
Yeah, all those drop.
Mhm.
Mhm. I find that they kind of continue until they don't. It's almost like you can't do anything about them. It's this thought kind of dreaming and about a future generally. And it grabs that from the past, and here it goes, just going. I deal with some people in Al-Anon, and they're just kind of uh, in pain over what they're thinking that may happen in the future. And what Michael you're talking about is we were seeking to get rid of that pain, to get rid of the pain, whatever pain that came up, and yet we were seeking it outside of ourselves and expecting something outside of ourselves to do it. And all along it was right here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, jokes on us.
Well, it is kind of tricky though, because, in the whole seeking mentality, it's like I thought it was going to be bliss, and that nothing would ever bother me again, and everything would be wonderful, and now I'm not even sure, but it's like if everything is this already, I just find myself expecting it to be a different already, a diff. It's like uh, this can't be the already that you're talking about. I mean, it's like I'm not sure what I'm expecting. I think I'm expecting the body not to even be in this deal. And of course it is because it's part of the play. And I don't know. I think I'm just very mixed up about the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I want to bring it out at this meeting tonight. I think we should discuss it.
I had all those thoughts too, Stephanie.
So this is what we call like a sober seeing, right? You're starting to notice the kinds of expectations that you have that before maybe they weren't seen so clearly.
Mm.
So I'm just going to share a little bit about my experience of seeking and the frustration that the whole point of seeking, at least here, was to see the futility of it. It's like you try everything you can to get a better moment, however you can swing it. Doesn't matter. Drugs, sex, rock and roll, money, fame, all of it. Try it all. Try everything you can think of. And when that doesn't work, now for some it may. For some people, a new car, new wife, new whatever, it may do the job and it may be enough. But how about for you? Because that's really all that matters. Is that good enough for you? Or did you want something more? Like, because here I wanted something more. It wasn't about a car or a person, place, or thing. That wasn't going to cut it. So that's when the spiritual inquiry can begin. Because you something in you goes, oh, maybe it's not outside me. I still don't see it. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but just intuitively, you begin to turn within.
Yeah, the seeking just, it was like a persistent nagging that you couldn't turn off. It was just constantly going on, and it was just it kind of pushes you. You just kind of,
Hmm.
the next book is going to do it, the next teacher is going to do it, the next this and that. Then it's always in the future. And then when you come across something, oh, this is it, and then short time later, you feel good about when you say this is it because it takes away the seeking for a short period of time. But then here it comes again, the disappointment in what it is.
Hmm.
Because I'm looking outside of myself to actually fulfill myself that's already here. So I'm feeding this false sense of self, this ego,
Hmm. Yeah.
and it never is satisfied.
Yeah. So that
Never.
can be noticed. What Manny's
Yeah.
saying, that because that can be intuited. I didn't need to try every single thing on the planet to realize that nothing could ultimately make me happy, right? A few thousand times was enough, you know? So you don't need to ride every ride on the, you know, amusement park. You begin to get the gist. Oh, nothing here will ultimately, it can fulfill for a minute. There's no denying that. It feels good to get maybe stuff, but it doesn't last.
Yeah.
So if you want more, like you haven't, there's a genuine interest in, no, man, I need to abide in the peace. You know, I'll take the peace that doesn't that doesn't come and go for 100, Bob, you know? So you begin now to say, well, what is that? Where is it? Where's that peace that doesn't come and go? Where is it?
But I know where's this peace that you're seeking seems to be different than what's already here. Because if you're seeking, the peace is, if there is a peace, the peace is either in the seeking or it's got to be where the seeking is.
Mm-hmm.
We're still looking for this elusive,
Yeah.
the peace, which
Right.
is still
Yeah.
the seeking. So maybe it's all seeking. Maybe there's nothing wrong with seeking if we just said, "Hey, I'm seeking. This is cool."
Well,
It just be find enlightenment in the seeking.
I would say it's very personal, Don. It's up to
Yeah.
each individual for themselves to figure out if,
Yeah.
seeking and peace are synonyms. For me, they were not. It's not even a debate. Seeking is seeking and peace is peace.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But they're both what is. They're both.
Yeah.
We can say this is
Perfect.
we can say this is better than this,
Yeah.
but that's in the world of duality.
Yeah.
This is better than this, and that too. That's fine. That's beautiful.
Well, ultimately, the words are going to fall apart. Like that's what we're going to see, right? Eventually, there's no, like, it's both duality. You begin to see the light and the dark are both this. So in a way, you're never getting anywhere. Like there's a loss of interest in debating here. It's really weird. I have to be honest with you. If you agree with the way it's shared here, great. If but you're free not to agree. It may not resonate what's being shared here. That's okay.
I
Yeah,
just
from
noticed.
oh, go
Oh,
ahead, Steph.
I just noticed I'm trying to get the what we're talking about here to fit the mold of my, years of seeking. It's like I always want to say, yeah, oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Like Manny was saying, okay, now I've got it. There's consciousness, and then I'm this manifestation. And no, I don't got it. I mean, because and the only reason I don't got it is because it's so huge. It's like bigger, uh, is because it's everything. And
Mm-hmm.
and the whole essence of seeking is seeking to me, I realize now, is just a heck of a lot like organized religion. It's like you got to be doing certain things, and if you're not, you're just not a good student, or you're just
Beautiful.
a failure, just the pathetic failure as a student. And we still have friends that went to the thing we were in the 80s that think of themselves as bad students.
There's one that just dropped in.
Uh-oh, who is it?
He's sideways.
Henry. There's one now. No, I don't know if Henry specifically has said that. We don't want to out him here since
Yeah. Hello, Stephanie. Man.
I but I do see myself trying to make this fit that.
Why is he sideways?
So Henry, you got to stop sitting that way.
That
There he is.
Hey.
had to turn the phone around.
Welcome, Henry.
Thank you. Andrew, right? Michael Jeffries. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
He's one of the people I sent that link to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard it this morning, right, from Leela. Yes.
Yeah. There's Leela too, right
Oh,
above you.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat, Henry, that you came.
yes. I'm glad I'm here. Thanks. Oh,
Michael,
Uh,
your topic was expectations, kind of a thing. And so I'm always expecting something, and then I'm expecting a piece of something. It's not the whole thing. It's like piece.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of the pie even. And and I get that and I eat that and I'm not fully content with it.
Mm-hmm.
It
So,
never satisfies.
well, let's see if we can break down noticing into like two parts, right? So the first is like right now, can you notice your breath? So that's the first part of noticing, is to notice something. The second thing is a little more subtle. What is noticing?
Not a fucking clue in the world.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
Yeah. So Casey, check it. Like for some reason, we're just not allowed to come out and just say what you just said. That's like saying the king has no clothes.
Yeah. And that's where it's hiding too.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Well, Michael, isn't that just an attribute? In other words, the I am is prior to the attribute of noticing the breathing.
Well, yeah, because then I said what notices.
Yeah.
So that's
So
even
it's
prior.
almost like the I am
Yeah,
is noticing.
yeah. You can't you just run out of words.
Yeah, it's not that either. Yeah. Leela was talking about that no words can actually do it. And, and there's no knowing of it, no getting it. You can't get it.
Mm-mm. No,
Maybe you
if
could
you
share
could
that.
get it, Manny, listen, Leela and I would be millionaires if you guys could get this, because we'd write it up and sell it to you, and you buy it, and then you'd awaken and you tell all your friends.
Yes, we would.
So unfortunately, though, there's already nobody to see this. And that's pretty much the whole message is just you keep noticing that. Oh, it's like you keep busting yourself. You keep realizing where that division seems to be, and then it sort of dissolves. And so, like, you begin to notice everywhere that you feel separate in yourself. Like, what is it that you're rejecting? Because ultimately, it's all you.
Paul, were you gonna say something earlier?
Oh, yeah, thanks, Leela. It was just for me it took the guise of like I don't think it was like looking for peace per se. It was for me it was like looking to be special. I mean, I think that's why, and it's taken me this long to finally sort of realize that. I think I chose spirituality, quote unquote, Buddhism, etc. I mean, at least what I'm recognizing now to be special, to be different, to be unique. And then I read an interview. Leonard Cohen was being interviewed, and he was being asked like, you have fame, you have women, you have blah 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 blah, famous rock star, whatever. And he said, I have all that and realized that nothing works. So that was my catchphrase for a long time, nothing works. But then I finally realized and like truly realized that anything looking for outside of me, nothing works. I tried to do it through hospice volunteering and thought that would make me special. And, I did it through this, I did it through that. And finally, so that's been a nice realization is sort of like truly touching, nothing works.
That's beautiful, Paul. That's gorgeous. Like, who can relate to that? Like the wanting to be special. God damn it.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah.
It's so ironic because you can't not be special. We're all different. We're all unique. But at the same time, nothing is particularly special. Oh my
Yeah.
God. When that really sunk in, as it was approaching sinking in, it hurt and was really scary. And I was like, I have worked my whole life to be special. How insulting or whatever. But when it finally sinks in, it's like, oh goodness, what a weight off my shoulders that I don't need to drive myself anymore to be this thing that, why, that I feel like I need to be for some reason. I'm enough already.
Yeah. There's so much conditioning and programming around that. I
Hmm.
mean, societal, cultural. It's like you have to really totally do a continual deconstruction and unlearning, I feel, for me.
I mean, that's what every TV show is about, isn't it? It's like my trick and my to be special and find myself and like really be a somebody
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
everybody.
Make a
Mm.
difference.
Make a
Mhm.
difference. Yeah, change the
Leave a
world.
legacy, and
Everyone will know that I changed
you
the
remember
world.
something.
I'm so happy.
I'm just gonna watch Netflix now.
The idea was, uh, I'll be special by not wanting to be special. And you say, oh, look, he's special by not wanting to be special.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah,
you,
that's good.
it's hard to get. Yeah. Yeah.
And so where does the peace come in all this? Well, I would say that what can begin to dawn on you is what you took as yourself, as your thoughts. You begin to realize it's actually the mind, that you're not your mind, that the thoughts, in a way, you could say belong to the mind. They're the property of the mind. When I was a kid, we had T-shirts, property of the LA Rams, and we innocently mistake ourselves for these thoughts. It happens so effortlessly and naturally that, you know, it's just what seems to happen. And that can run its course, and it can be beautiful and fun until it's not. And when it starts to not be fun, that's actually a good thing. It doesn't seem like it, but it's getting you to begin to wake up from the dream. Because that's all you knew. And suddenly you discover there's something else here. It's not doing anything, but it's always here.
You totally like live your whole life. I forget what I was saying.
Doing
It
something.
was cool though. It felt real.
It's okay.
Yeah. Can you go into depression much, Michael or Leela, into how it seemed to overwhelm and also get that identity, and then finally you say that it's not doing what it did before anymore. It's almost like its claim is not giving me anything to hold on to anymore that I really want to hold on to.
The depression doesn't have much to work with when there's no person there to feel sorry, Oh,
Mhm.
geez.
Beautiful. Leela, did you want to say something on that?
Um, I mean, it can still arise, but you notice different qualities. If you're like me and you just have these times when you're down, and that's how it's always been, you notice that it's not like I'm depressed and it's this long period of depression. It's very fluid, and it sort of comes in and out of consciousness. And you notice the times when you're distracted, or um you're really sleepy and you're not thinking about it. It's really only when you're thinking about it.
Hmm.
Um, and it feels more like animalistic, or like a child. It's just an innocent, bodily almost grief. Um, no anticipating it. It seems to be quicker. It doesn't linger as long, you know. That's the difference that I can tell. And of course, it says nothing about you, you know. So that makes it lighter.
Is the element of story absent? I would sort of imagine. There's no.
Well, story can be there, but it's, it's story. It, there's a difference in believing in Santa Claus and, just hearing the story and being like, oh, it's a fairy tale.
Yeah. Hmm.
Sometimes it's like the story's going and it's unconscious, and then other times consciousness happens of the story, and I'll just start laughing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. You know.
And even stickiness can come in,
Hmm.
and that's being seen as impersonal, automatic. It just came out of nowhere,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say a little more about this noticing the mind isn't you, or that thoughts are not actually what you are, because thoughts come and go. So you're always here. You, so there can be an interest in that. So the identification with the thoughts can begin to wane. It can soften.
Mhm.
And more you can begin to notice that there's just this moment. There's always only just this moment, whatever thoughts are claiming. They're happening now.
That was really powerful. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Casey.
Manny and I were reading Tony Parsons, and um, sometimes he talks about, how life can just, by whatever manifests or whatever we do or whatever our activities are, or artistic or whatever that they of themselves can be like an invitation. And then we were talking about, yeah, but are you going to take the invitation? Like feeling bad that you couldn't take the invitation. And so I was seeing how that's so tricky, because then there's this feeling bad that you're not taking the invitation. And
Mm-hmm.
when in reality, whether you take it or you don't take it or whatever, it's all just this innocent play thing going on. And I don't know that it's, I'm so used to feeling ashamed of not being not figuring stuff out or not being, and I guess I am one of the, not a good student people, and so whenever this completely takes that away, because of the innocence of it, of whatever occurs.
Mm.
Maybe I take the invitation, maybe I don't take the invitation. Maybe I'm a maniac. I do occasionally am a maniac when I drive. And so okay, like I'm looking at that. But so that's just what's going on. And I
I'm a
actually don't
maniac.
think, huh?
I was like, I'm a bit of a maniac too. I was like, when I get older, it'll get better.
No, don't even count on that, Addie.
It doesn't change.
Trust me. Decades can go by. So anyway, but yeah, I guess I love the word, the innocence thing, because it takes that shame and I can't do it all. It just kind of just blasts away a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, Steph, in a way, you could say we're all still the same innocence that came in through the baby when it was born 1 minute old.
Yeah.
Or we were even the innocents before we came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
prior to. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe we were so innocent we didn't think that there was even a we or like a me or any of that. I can't remember before I was born, but you never know.
Well, here, let me ask you guys, do you remember like giving your consent to come here, like to be here in this?
Hell yeah.
Don says
Does?
yes.
Right. You never did it.
Don, you gave your consent to come here?
Yeah.
Cool.
I wanted to document.
Oh, I didn't.
Wow.
The document.
I wasn't shown that worksheet. I got really mad at God for a while because of that. I'm like, I don't remember consenting. That is cruel. At least give me that memory. Like if it happened, like God.
But what if you did it to yourself? Like you wanted this, this experience.
Maybe.
Yeah, I love it.
Are you saying that there's a doer that wanted this experience so that it can make a connection with what it's originally, the the eternal being that is present right now, whatever that is, and it's not anything to do with me.
For the longest time, I felt neither consent or not consent. I felt it was just a mistake. Somehow there was a mistake made. So I didn't want to blame. It was like an error happened and I happened to be here. And uh, yeah, so I fought being here for a long time. And I felt that something went wrong. And yeah, yeah.
How do you feel now, Henry, with that?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what's going on right now. Michael started this session with noticing your breath, right? Noticing my breath. And so that's very comforting. And then I went on to noticing my hands and where am I and take in the room. So when I'm in that state, I can relax. I go, okay, just relax. But when I find myself not in that place, I judge and I feel, okay, I got to get back. And that's where the strong judgment comes in, and that's where I struggle. So when I make a mistake, it's Henry, if you had been more present, you see, I deal with if you had been more present, you wouldn't have made that mistake. You wouldn't have said those things. So, yeah, but yeah. It's tricky in the sense I hear the words. That's the mosaic of life. That is what's going on. And if you want it to be any different, you're going to hurt. But
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a pleasure. I won't go on, but I had a pleasure meeting Byron Katie once, and
Oh, wow.
get this was an amazing story. So I'm in line to greet her, right, at a session. She had like a free session before the weekend session. So I go to the free session. I'm waiting, and then finally she's coming toward me, and she gets very close, and she says, "Are you loving what is?" Oh yes, yes. And then she reaches up a little kiss on the cheek, and I go, "Oh, yeah, I'm really loving what is."
Coercion.
No, I often think, well, I got that going for me, right?
That's awesome.
Those things.
Wow.
Oh,
There was something there. There is a presence there. There's a,
yeah.
I think we know.
Yeah. I just love the thing where I forget now, of course, forgotten, where she says, "Is that true?" I mean, is that
Mhm.
true? I mean, just that alone, and how do you know that that's true? Is beautiful.
What would I be without that thought? Yeah.
Yeah. Or how would I live life?
Yeah.
That thing about if I'd have been present, I would have done something different is so huge. Just happened to me today. My Tai Chi guy died and I'm the assistant. So now I'm the teacher and I'm teaching does not come easily to me. And today there was something that happened that was just kind of embarrassing because I wasn't present. And so then I was just really beating myself up. And then I thought, you know what? Come on, that's old school. That's uh, that's that whole thing about what's with that. If I'd have been present, I wouldn't have done that thing. That's a seeker thing. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get.
The
So
thought to do that what if, what if some was different, but it's always perfect the way it is because in that moment, that's that moment. Is how I see it. And how I kind of stop myself from beating myself up because I used to torture myself to death a lot of times, thinking
Right.
that would help somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, the ironic thing about it is it was the first time in 2 years that this woman who's kind of very inward actually came out, said what she thought, and held her own when I didn't agree with her. And she was right, and I don't think she's ever done that, so maybe that was her moment, maybe that was her moment instead of mine. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
Yes, I think Casey, is that right? Casey. Um,
Yeah.
when you say it's okay, say and I go, yeah, it's okay. But then what I suffer with, is it okay with the other, right? Is it okay with, let's say I said something and I go, okay, it's okay. But I feel like, oh, now I've inflicted pain
Mm.
and totally pain body thing. But then that is no way to live. And I hear the words. And then, yeah, okay. Yeah.
so do you want to take a look at that, Henry?
That's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes, Mike. Yeah.
we can all relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can all relate. Oh, we can imagine, but is what we're imagining actually in any way, shape, or form to do with the other person? Whatever story is going on in my mind,
Yeah.
it's in your mind. It's not in the other person. And it
Right.
can be helpful to see that story you're telling yourself is only being told in your mind, nowhere else.
Yeah. I hear that, Michael, but my struggle is if the person involved to say, is everything okay? Oh, yeah, that was nothing. I go, I don't believe you, right? Because my story is very strong.
Yeah.
My story is, and when I was young, I would go to bed and say, okay, I have no problem with anybody in the world, so I'm good, right? I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized, wow, it's a tough way to live. It's very exhausting.
Yes. Yeah. The
But
spirit, yeah, the spiritual saint. Yeah, it is exhausting to try and live as a spiritual person because you can just never get it right. If you lose, you can't, because if you lose your temper, it's a double whammy. I'm spiritual, so I shouldn't have lost my temper. Plus, I feel guilty on top of it. So it can begin to lose its allure. The beating yourself up. that can get old. It's like beating your head against a wall. Like maybe things aren't the way I think they are. Like, let me slow down. Because sometimes you're right, Henry. We're so knee-jerk reaction to going to story that we almost don't know what it's like to be here without a story.
Mm, yeah.
I like, Michael, when you say slow down. That's, I
Mhm.
like those words.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
That
see,
really can be true.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go.
I was just listening, but that really can be true, as far as like romantic relationship, like going into that story of like, oh, whatever. Yeah, happily ever after, or, the marriage and the kids or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mhm. On that thing about the other people that you've possibly harmed, I sort of got cured a little bit of that when I was making amends, because some people, like, they were like, no, you didn't, no, what are you talking about? I didn't even, it wasn't a thing, and
Mhm.
I was shocked because I had built this huge story in my head of how I had harmed them and damaged their life, and then they, like, half of them didn't even remember it. You had to, like, remind them, and then they still weren't sure. So I think our versions of reality are so different from other people's, that
Harming
do I have the ability to harm them?
Harming happens everywhere in nature, man. It's like the love and light fairy tale, and then contrast that with the beauty of raw nature. Like I'm watching Animal Planet. There's a hippo being torn open. He's still alive, and there's a lion just having breakfast on this hippo. It's like kill the hippo and then eat him. Don't eat him while it's alive. God. Oh, and that's so beautiful and perfect. But that's like
Yeah,
beautiful, perfect.
yeah,
It's only thoughts telling me that's wrong and all kinds of emotions and that's the story. And so
yeah.
harming happens, sadly.
Yeah. And reactions to the harm are perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Whatever they are.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. That whole right and wrong thing is a hard one to get over too.
Oh yeah. It's sticky.
Yeah,
yeah.
sticky, definitely.
There's no way this is. It's always. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there actually can be a moving away when, like, here, the interest in peace or happiness over was of more interest than being right.
Mhm.
Like, being right can suddenly be seen not as interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're not free when you're right.
Well, I once said to a friend of mine what I just said about, do you want to be happy or right? And he said, when I'm right, I'm happy.
So, Leela, when you were saying reactions to the harm are perfect, are you talking about both sides,
Mhm.
like the harmor and the harmee? Like it's
All of it are a third
the whole
party.
shebang, either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, because it's an illusion that we're separate. So the harmee is the harmer. They're not two, even if it completely looks like it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hmm.
great.
Well, we're not in the woods crying because a vine grew over a tree and took its sunlight. That's
Oh,
Yeah.
the same.
conditioning, man. If you're a little baby, you probably don't you know the difference. Yeah, it's like no, it's powerful, the conditioning and the emotions and everything, and it's perfect. Whatever. Oh my God.
Mandy and I were sitting on our front porch, and we all of a sudden noticed that this one tree, and it's a big old tree, had completely leaned way over, and we're going, what is it? Well, there was this other tree. It's just exactly, this other tree was growing up next to you. And it's going, okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to be like leaning way over here. And I don't know why we never noticed it before. So they have that innate, yeah, like intelligence.
Yeah, and that intelligence isn't located anywhere.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not like they have it.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere, and everything is the intelligent as the faucet, as the water, as your hands.
Mhm.
Hmm.
What's creepy is when you see that that's what's thinking the thoughts.
Wow.
I like when Nkosi says, "This has no shame."
Mm. And that can look like shame.
That's how shameless it
Yeah.
is. Son of a bitch.
This this is really this is really good for me to hear. This conversation, like this the end of this month, my wife and I were celebrating our 44th wedding anniversary,
Wow.
and I'm like, I have a thought in my head that I messed up her life, like that she would be better off without me, that I held her down and control all this stuff, and she, her response is like what you guys would say, and then she tells me she loves me a lot, and says that's not true, and I have that with my son too. It's like I messed up his childhood, and he'll say, no, I had a great childhood. You were a good parent. But I've got this constant thing that I messed up her life, and that she could have been a lot more if it weren't for me, if she had found somebody else. And so don't yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. So it's just, coming up here now, and
Hmm.
something to look at, between now and next week,
Hmm.
a real opportunity
This
to.
psychology thing, like you can face the fear since it's in your head. You confirmed that it's not true with them. You can face the fear in your own head by thinking, maybe it's true.
Mm.
Maybe you did. Maybe you did mess up their whole lives, and
But the thing of it
they're just
is,
being nice and saying, no, you didn't. Like, it's a way to face that. That's like a psychology thing. That's a fun thing I had to share.
Yeah, it's kind of like pretending you're dead, like Ramana Maharshi did. It's just like you try it on for a little while. Like, what if that were so? Like, would it be the end of the world?
Like, I still think you're a great guy,
Oh,
man, and
so
really
yeah.
great guy. So
so you're saying,
take that.
even if I messed up her life, would it be the end of the world? Is that what you said, Layla?
Hmm.
You
Mhm.
sort of like, yeah, you can try on, even though you don't know that's true, you can
Uh-huh.
sort of assume it is, and,
Uh-huh.
and really feel how it feels in your body. And in that way you can face it.
Yeah,
It's just a practice you can do.
yeah, that's good.
Beautiful, beautiful. I was just did that practice. The answer is no. What I got from the body. I did not mess up her life.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
And another one you can do is ask, what is that made of?
Mm.
What is what made of?
The whole story that you just told us, that that fear, like break it down into its base.
Okay. Yeah, something inside saying I don't need to do that because I already got it. So I'm already okay. So dang,
Well, how
this is the
about
best
this?
therapy session I've ever
Dang,
had.
that was we're
But
attacking this from every angle here.
Don, I've got one. Okay, so you're not giving her very much credit because it took her 44 years and she still hasn't figured out that you've messed up her life. You know, you know what I'm saying? You're not giving her much credit here. So, 44
Thank you.
years and she's still hanging
my
out with you.
I like that. That's a good one.
I feel like that all the time, Don. I totally understand what you're saying. I think it kind of relates to what Casey said about the lion eating the hippo, because it's like, if someone were ripping me apart, would I want to be alive just in that last minute, just to experience it, just to have one more minute of life, even if it was like absolutely excruciating? I don't have an answer for that, but you really never know.
Yes, it's funny what you take in life. Growing up, I played a lot of sports, and it was one of the expressions I loved was "no harm, no foul." Right? No harm, no foul. And I don't know the name who was talking about the marriage. I didn't catch it. Um, but the one thing I noticed in my life, I'll just leave before I hurt anybody. I'll just keep moving, and I have moved all my life to avoid hurting people or being found out as a phony. That's a good story. I mean, you can carry that story a long ways. And okay,
Well, stop doing that.
yes,
Stop
Yeah.
moving and see if you hurt someone. That's how you could
And
fix
that was Alexis that said that, by the way,
Maybe you
where
were hurting
she's got that picture that we can't decide what it is down there.
Oh, yeah, it's a
It's a Van Gogh airplane view or something.
cannot be described with words.
Yeah.
So again, every moment is an opportunity to inquire. It doesn't matter what's arising. If it's depression, perfect. You can inquire right into the depression. Is that my depression or is it just depression?
And fear as well. No one's a coward.
Yeah, exactly. There's just fear. And, again, Leela and I often talk about balance. You begin to see the love, the lightness and the darkness are not two.
Yeah.
Been on the same side this whole time. Serious?
Contrast, baby.
Maybe that's why when we seek perfection, we're always feeling shame because it's just that the lack of perfection is what I'm trying to avoid, but I'm bringing it on because I'm just feeling that way. And there's a fear of just being who we are, because it's too empty, it's too silent, it's too here. It's without the thought
Hmm.
to describe. It doesn't need to be described. It doesn't need to be. It's not perfect. Thought wants us to say that, hey, you listen to me, and you'll get the attention you want. You'll be special. You'll do all this kind of stuff. And and when you foul up, you feel guilty and shameful, and all the rest of the stuff comes up. Yeah.
False advertising, the special thing. Because it's like attached to the teeter-totter, special, and then the misery of not being special.
Just don't trust thoughts. Okay, those
Yeah.
suckers.
Yeah.
I
Exist.
think I think Leela's pointer was really good. Anytime a thought can start to get you, the question, what is it made out of?
Hmm.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, because the word water isn't gonna quench your thirst.
Yeah, so it's the same with your true nature. The conceptual understanding of what you actually are isn't going to cut it. Any last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
There's something about saying to somebody, well, that's intellectual. You might know that intellectually, but how do you live? That kind of thing. And there's no answer to it, pretty much.
I think being eaten alive might be a way that I could go. Putting it out there, you know?
Really?
Oh,
Well, I mean,
We're
it
gonna
seems like
die
such a
already.
noble death, you know? We all have to go some
Oh
way.
my God, yeah. That
I
would
always tell all my family members that I want to eat them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really?
Well, if something's so cute, kind of thing, is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you say to the normies because I don't really care what happens to this body. You could feed the fish. I just don't care. So I was talking to my sister about this, and she said she wanted to be cremated. And my first thought was, well, great, I'll just dump her in the ocean. And she said, my only request is that I not be put in the ocean. And so Michael, being Michael without a filter, I just blurted out, well, how do you feel about garbage cans?
Oh,
Who is this again?
Well, because to me,
That's fair.
you're not those ashes. You
Yeah.
know, my
No.
sister is not that pile of sand in that 10-pound urn. I'm
No.
sorry, she's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sister may think she is.
I feel for
Yeah,
you though.
when I said it, she said, "Oh boy."
She just wants to hear that you care about her more than a garbage can.
Yeah,
Well,
it
well,
wasn't.
Michael, that's a good one. That's what Henry was asking. How did you
Hold
feel
on to it
after
forever.
How did you what?
that? How did you feel after that towards her? Did you feel like you should apologize or come back or say anything, or you just left it at that?
What's
Yeah,
wrong with garbage can, man?
yeah, we were both speaking our truth. What's the problem?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Well,
good.
Adams,
Nice.
special.
Thank you guys, each
Thank
and
you.
every one of you,
Thanks,
so much. Love
everybody.
you all. Mwah.
Love you
Namaste.
guys.
Love you
Bye.
too.
Good to see you, Henry.
Good to see
Mhm.
you,
Thank
Henry.
you for coming
Bye,
in.
Henry. Get to meet you.